Welcome to Getting to Know Indicator 14. The training will provide you an overview of implementing the indicator and where to locate resources on the Center on Transition Innovations website to assist you in this process. Completion of the indicator is always due by September 30th of each year. There is no report that the school divisions submit to VDOE. VCU checks the database close to the time that the indicator is due to make sure there are no incomplete files on a school division site. If there are student files that need to be completed, VDOE will alert the division. Indicator 14 is a federal requirement to conduct an annual follow-up on students who exit secondary education on an IEP. The students must be completely separated from secondary education for a year. The follow-up is conducted by school personnel. Students who drop out of school on an IEP at any time, 9th grade on up, are also included in Indicator 14. The results of the annual follow-up are submitted to the federal government every February. The report covers the outcome indicators of competitive employment, higher education, 2 and 4 year, post-secondary education or training, and some other employment. There are a number of resources on the CTI website to assist you with this indicator by going to the centerontransition.org/indicator14. Some school divisions like to use a hard copy of the survey when interviewing students. You are able to print the survey instrument, which gives you an idea of how the instrument looks on your division's data entry site. The online version of the survey provides definitions of some of the terms used in the survey. They are in blue. If you click on the blue link, a definition will appear. These links are not active on the hard copy of the survey, but a list of definitions is provided on the CTI Indicator 14 webpage. Other resources listed on the CTI site are question and answer sessions held earlier in the year to answer questions from school divisions on the indicator, and a description of the data collection process. Helpful hints are also included on how to increase your survey response rate. A question that has been asked by school divisions concerns whether or not students who are homeschooled are included in Indicator 14. VDOE has provided guidance on this per 8 VAC 2081-150C. Indicator 14 requires a follow-up on students who exit secondary education on an IEP. Students who are homeschooled are deemed to be parentally placed private school students. This means that these students could have an individualized service plan, an ISP, but not an IEP. Parents might accept or decline offered services, but divisions do not conduct a follow-up survey on students who exit on an ISP. However, students with disabilities who have been publicly placed in a private school, day or residential for students with disabilities, are followed up for Indicator 14. Let's review the Indicator 14 definition. The first outcome looks at the percent of students enrolled in higher education. The second outcome is percent of students enrolled in higher education or competitively employed. The third outcome combines all of the potential outcomes of students, including higher education, competitive employment, post-secondary education or training, or in some other employment. This definition is also provided on the survey instrument for your reference. School personnel conducting the interviews typically receive a standard passcode. You will enter the Indicator 14 database by typing in worksupport.com/indicator14/survey. This will take you to a page where you enter your passcode specifically for your school division. After typing in your passcode, the computer will take you to a page where you will begin to manage your survey data. This page will provide you the name of your division. We are using a fictitious school division, Jefferson County, and survey options which are listed to the right. Add survey data is used when you are first starting to enter information on a student. Edit survey for a student. You will use this if you have entered demographic information but have not completed any of the survey questions. And the last option, generate survey completion report, lists all the surveys that have been completed. It is possible that you will also receive an administrator passcode for your data entry site. The survey options you have help to manage your surveys and provides a report on your current year's responses and also legacy data reports from previous data collection years. It is important to know that based on survey responses, the survey instrument logically skips to the next section of the survey, creating survey pathways. The first set of questions about their post-school outcomes will ask about higher education. If the student is attending higher education and meets all of the requirements to be counted in higher education, the survey will then automatically go to the employment questions. The second survey pathway is if a student is not attending higher education or does not meet the requirements to be counted in higher ed, for example, does not complete a semester. The survey logically skips to questions about post-secondary education or training and then goes to the employment questions. The third pathway is used when a student is not in higher education or post-secondary education or training. The survey moves directly to the employment section. The final pathway is what we call the unengaged section of the survey. You will only see these questions when a student is not enrolled in higher education or post-secondary education or training, or not employed for a year after exiting school. The survey will take you to questions on challenges students faced in trying to obtain employment or attend higher education or post-secondary education training. No matter what pathway you use in the survey, your final page will be a summary of responses. At the bottom of the summary page, you must click on Submit to save the survey information. This is your record of the survey conducted. After clicking on Submit, you will be provided 3 choices. One is to immediately print the responses. If you are unable to print at that time, you will be able to do so from the completed survey list. The second choice is to go back to the main menu to work on another survey or exit your school division site. There are a few key takeaways about the survey. There are safety measures built into the system. If you accidentally click Delete a file, you will be asked if you really want to delete this file, and you will need to click Yes or No. If you should skip a question on the survey, before you can go to the next page, you will get a message letting you know what question needs to be answered. Always remember to click on the Save or Submit button on the bottom of a page. There is a chance that you will receive an error message at some point in time. When sending your question about the error message to the CTI contact person, please copy the error message you received to help us determine what needs to be done. When sending any question you have with Indicator 14 with a problem you may be experiencing, please provide the name of your school division in your message. This helps us to more quickly respond to your question. Thank you for participating in this training provided by the Virginia Department of Education.